I have seen many, and I think there is a slight increase, especially during this difficult COVID-19 period. Anxiety, yes. Depression, yes. And when you are depressed, the likelihood of having suicidal thoughts is also there. And also one big group called personality problems. Not necessarily amounting to a disorder, but they do have personality issues. So what are the personality issues? Such as the need to be perfect, perfectionism, such as they tend to worry a lot, tendency to worry, and then they are afraid of failure, afraid of not doing well in life. And also they require a lot of assurance, constant validation from outside. This is a group, I would say, they have very low self-esteem. Although outwardly they may look confident, they can take part in sports, they can take part in class discussion, they generally can still perform in areas they enjoy doing, the areas they're interested in. But deep down, they are really very insecure and with very low self-esteem. This is a phenomenon that I have observed. So I always call it a discrepancy between the outward confidence and the inner esteem. So, and if you have this discrepancy, you therefore become likely to break down with anxiety and or depression. And when you also have this condition, you are also likely to have suicidal thoughts, and in some cases suicidal attempts. So indeed, this is a group that I have been treating, and I've been helping all these years. From my practice, based on my clinical experience, I would say it's rather common, but this is only my practice. I continue to see them easily, one patient every few days, one patient every few days. So they, between the age of 13 and 18, Sec 1 to JC 2, and a few in the primary school, primary 5, primary 6. And yeah, in that group, besides anxiety, depression, and personality issues, we also see attention deficit disorder. They somehow cannot pay attention in class, and then they have a lot of learning difficulties. So that group is something that we also pay attention to, because if you have learning difficulties and you cannot concentrate in class, you can also feel anxious and become depressed, and also in the end may suffer from low self-esteem because of underachievement. You are capable of getting an A, but because you can't concentrate and you are hyperactive and moving around and cannot do well, you will have a sense of underachievement. So generally, yes, there are cases I see, and I have a feeling that is on the increase. Several factors. First of all, small family. You have a family of 1, 2, maybe 3. Very seldom you see 4 or 5 of children in the family. What does that mean? You pay a lot of attention on them. At the same time, you expect a lot from them. So pressure from parents to do well is there. And in some cases, you pay attention in terms of logistic and financial support, but you may not spend quality time with them. As a result, they are left on their own devices. So many of them at a very tender age of 11 or 12 are already serving the net, and then they get influenced by what they see on the net. And parents are too busy, either they both are working or they are too busy to transmit values to them. So ended up they get a lot of their values from the internet. And at the age of 12 or 13, when you are still immature, you don't know, you can't discern what is good value and what is bad values. And as a result, you become gullible and easily influenced. And the third reason is that you are so engrossed in serving the net, in playing computer games, you may not have you may have little time to study, and that can affect your sense of accomplishment and achievement. And if you don't do well academically, it can affect your esteem, and it can lead to other psychological health problems. And perhaps another reason is depending on the class size. If the class size is big and teachers don't have enough time to spend on you because they are preoccupied with finishing the syllabus, then you end up relying on tuition. Imagine you go to school, you come back, you have tuition, right? When you tuition, what happened? You have no time to unwind, to relax, to take care of your emotional needs. So as a result, you feel pressurized. You have to go to school, you have come back, you have a lot of tuition, and in some cases, enrichment classes. So you have no time to enjoy your childhood. I like to make a distinction between playing versus gaming. Let's be clear, a lot of people are gaming, and when gaming, their eyes are staring at the screen, whether it's handphone or television screen or computer screen. Gone are the days where they have real playing, and the real playing is on the ground, where we touch each other, we rub shoulder with each other, we roll on the ground with each other, and then we form a strong spirit of camaraderie. We form strong bonding. We have strong bonding. But when you do gaming, when you play computer game, you only have virtual friends. You don't have that kind of virtual bonding. You don't have the kind of real bonding. So I think children in Singapore, they are missing this body-to-body contact, real rough, tough play. Of course, you can get it from your CCA in your sports like football, volleyball, or basketball. That's for team games. But if you don't have the opportunity for team games, if you are playing chess, playing tennis or table tennis, then it is a very solo game, solitary game, and you may end up isolated, no opportunity to mix. I think it's very important to mix. Playing, I think, in my opinion, sharpen your social skill, and then allow you to talk, ventilate, share your innermost feelings. So my greatest fear is that if we game too much with very little playing, we may end up with teenagers who bottle up their feelings, and what happened? They suffer in silence. They may have anxiety or depression, but they don't talk about it. And then we, in the end up with people walking around with undiagnosed anxiety disorders, undiagnosed clinical depression. That's worrisome. Insofar as home-based learning is concerned, because home-based learning for some can be quite problematic. You are at home, you have divided attention, and then you get distracted, and also you don't have chance to meet your friends face to face. It's all through WhatsApp and electronic means. And I think for some it can be very stressful to have home-based learning. For some, they may enjoy it because they prefer to be at home with their family members. So it depends on your personality. Those who don't mind staying at home and they are homebound type, then that's fine. But for those who are gregarious, who are extroverted, who miss meeting their friends, and who are easily distracted, home-based learning can affect their concentration and their absorption of knowledge, and can be quite a stressful experience. So I'm not surprised. For some, home-based learning can give rise to more problems. And also, COVID-19 is filled with a lot of uncertainty. We don't know when it will end, and it itself is a stressful situation, and then their family members are affected. If their parents, because of COVID-19, cannot find a job, or their parents have lost their jobs, it can be stressful for the school-going children as well. So that's what I would say.